you're an online fitness coach and you are struggling to get clients, but you have at least one client, this video is definitely for you. I'm gonna be showing you how to get more clients, how to engage more with your audience with no ad spend, no outbound, and no different salesy tactics, right? So let's get into it. I'm gonna be covering everything. I'm gonna be covering the system I use and implement with my clients, and they were able to generate over $4.2 million in the last 2 years. So I think that this can make sense for you. Okay, so let's get into it. First of all, in the strategy of creating content, we need to understand different pillars. The first one is going to be to optimize your profile, right? So you need to have your profile on Instagram. This is going to be mainly on Instagram. You can also do it on YouTube, but it's mainly on Instagram where the money really is and the connection really is. So first of all, you're going to be optimizing your bio, right? So you need to have your bio set very well, so that when people land into your profile, they know exactly what you do and they know exactly what kind of person you are trying to help, right? So bio, correct photo, correct link, and also correct CTA to DM you a word. For example, DM the word ready if you want to start, something like that, right? So first of all, have that in check. Next, you're gonna be posting like this is not just a video showing you how to post on Instagram, nothing at all. You'll see way more things here, but this is the main pillar, so you need to also have it into account. So first of all, you're going to be posting educational posts, so tips, myths, FAQs, whatever, right? So maybe fitness nutrition myths, maybe tips for a better performance, and also simple food breakdowns. This is something I use with most of my clients, and the clients that are focused on losing weight, like of helping people lose weight, they implement something that I teach them, and it's to make a comparison between two type of food or of two type of meals that people understand as healthy and not healthy, and make a controversial hook. So they make a controversial statement with a controversial hook, and that keeps the people paying attention to their content. And this is very important. Like, you need to know that the more proximity you have with your potential customer, the more likely is that your potential customer will become a customer. So you need to, in a way, you need to speak the language of your potential customer, and that's really important. So you need to understand that. Also, you need to have your ICP, your ideal customer. You have to have your ICP very clear in your mind, so that you can really speak to that ICP and not to whoever. So then you're going to be posting results, wins, and case studies. So you're going to be posting before and after comparisons. You're going to be posting client interviews, right? So for example, you can hop into a call. This is not just a client testimonial, which we'll see later, but it is like getting into a Zoom call with the goal of helping your client, your client that already paid you, helping your client, and in between the Zoom call, you will just ask them, will you feel comfortable if you just share a little bit of what you experience with me, or the change, or whatever? And that way the conversation and the testimonial will feel way more natural to the person, because you helped the person, and then you ask for testimonial. So that's really important. People don't want to just give you a testimonial. They rather have something from you extra and then give you a testimonial. That's really important. Then also the progress metrics post. Maybe if you use Excel or Notion, show how your clients are progressing in numbers, not just in photos, also in numbers, and that gives people the confidence that they can maybe hire you because you have authority and you are making progress with your clients, right? So that's one thing. Next up, I'm going to be putting here bigger in the screen, I think. Testimonials and transformation, as I told you. Then here it's really important that you post screenshot reviews. So whenever someone, if you use WhatsApp, if someone tells you something good about your service, about how they're feeling, whatever, just post that in stories, and also you can make a carousel with that storytelling, and that's going to be really important. Then also positive DMs. If people DM you on Instagram, you can also put those positive DMs and post them so that you have more social proof. So people see that you really have results with your clients, and even with people that just follow you on Instagram, and they get to have results just with your free content, right? Then also video stories. It's really important that you also connect with people with stories, right? And I will tell you how to do that right now. So then you're going to be also posting exercises, how to strengths, training, explainers, whatever you use. And also, this is the point, really important, you need to be using interactions. So you need to be using story polls, you need to be using questions, and then you need to have a trigger so that you can start DM conversations. And for that, we will go into the system, which is here, right? So you're going to be using something that I use with my clients that I call story blocks, right? So those are blocks of stories. And the story blocks, if you see the previous video, you can also see the story blocks there. So the story blocks are stories that give a reason for the potential customer to really believe in you and have you as an authority that they can pay money to have him, in this case you, help them achieve their goals or go to achieve their desired outcome, right? So the structure is going to be the following. It's going to be, first of all, is a hook, right? For example, if you avoid mirrors because you hate what you see, this is for you. Then in the core, you're going to be addressing the problem. Maybe the problem could be this: you don't need 2 hours at the gym, you need a system that fits your lifestyle and still gets visible results. And then you give a solution. A solution could be, start with this: 3 strength sessions per week, protein in every meal, and 7 hours of sleep. And I put it here. This alone can shift your body. And then what you will post is going to be a before and after of your client, but it's going to be a before and after with purpose, with context, right? So it could be something like this. Maybe if you have a client that's called Josh, I don't know, you can put the before picture and put, just felt disgusted every morning, and then you put the after picture, and not just put before and after, but give context. So you maybe write, in 6 weeks, we got him looking at himself with pride, no starvation, and no overtraining. So you hook the potential customer, you give him, so you address the problem, you give a solution, you show that people have results with you, and then you put the CTA with context and purpose, which could be, if you feel stuck and want to change your life, DM me the word mirror, and we'll see your specific case. And this way, you will start a trigger so that people can DM you, and then the process starts. So when a DM starts, when someone DMs you, you have 2 options. Either you can respond to that DM, or you can have a setter or a closer that I will tell about it later. So it doesn't really matter if you have a setter or you are the one, because the outcome is going to be the same. But if you don't have time, you better have a setter, right? So what can you give in the DMs? You can give a free consultation. You can give just help. You can give information about your program, or you can even give a lead magnet, maybe a PDF, a challenge, a free class, a webinar, whatever that makes that proximity between you and your client happen before they book a call with you, right? So that's really important. So when you are in the DMs, you or your setter, you need to filter the leads with key questions. This is really important. You need to filter the potential customer with questions that make them think about maybe you helping them, or about being in the situation where they are being helped by someone to achieve their goals. So if they are not interested in your program, you just continue. You don't just stop talking to them, so you continue nurturing them with content. So if the problem is that you need to handle objections, right? If the problem is that they have no money, maybe you can offer a cheaper version, maybe a group, a class, or maybe a school community, whatever, right? A cheaper one. If the problem is the urgency, they don't have urgency, maybe you can add them to a nurture list and maybe have their email and send daily email. That's something that I implement with my clients. And if they are not the ideal fit, you can just give them free content and let them go. So give them free content in a spare of 7 to 10 days, and then you can just let them go, right? But if you're lucky, and they are interested, they will book a call, right? They will book a call with you. So when they book the call with you, you need to know exactly the point where your potential customer is. So if the priority to buy your product or your system is high, you just send them the direct link to a call, right? To the call, to the Zoom link or the Calendly link you use. If they have medium priority, before the call, you're gonna be sending extra info, just info about how you work, how your process is, or whatever. And if they have low priority, this is really important. This is where you need to focus, because most of the people leave a lot of money on the table because they don't really address the real problem, and is that most of the potential customers you have low priority because you didn't do the work you need to do before that. So if they have low priority, you need to warm them up with testimonials that we show here before, right here. So you need to use these testimonials, or maybe these testimonials, to warm them up so that they can feel that you are the one, right? You are the person that they are really looking to, right? And then you're just gonna go hop into a discovery call, and then you're gonna handle objections and finally close the deal and get the client. So that's it all in all. But it's really important that whether you have a setter or not, maybe you are the setter, the setter in your own business, or maybe you have an external setter and external closer, which is something that I recommend people. If you are making, for example, more than 5K a month, I recommend installing a setter and a closer. If you are making, by the way, 5 to 6K a month and want to scale, just let me know, because maybe I can help you with that. But it's really important that if you do this by yourself, you will feel burnt out so quickly. So take into consideration that maybe you can hire a setter and a closer, just commission based. So with the operational calendar I use with my clients, it's gonna be really simple. If you have a closer or you are the one handling the DMs, you're gonna be reacting to content also of your potential customers. So you're gonna be using making content reactions, also following up with hot leads, as we said before, and also reactivate the database. So maybe the database that you let go here and you nurture with free content, you can also have you or your setter reactivate that database so that they can feel that you are still there, right? So important. So what tools do I use for content reaction? For content reaction, you just use Instagram, and then you track the conversations started. You can track this on Excel, for example, or Excel or Notion or whatever you want. With following up with hot leads, you can use a CRM. As I tell you, you can use Excel or Notion. I prefer to use Notion, but you can also use Airtable or Slack. Me, with my clients, I use Airtable and Slack because I have also AI automations that automate almost all their business. So that's a better way to look at it. So maybe a CRM, and the key metrics is going to be the calls booked. So it's not really that important how many DMs you get or how many conversations you start on DM. It's really important how many calls you book. And when you book the calls, it's not only the call, it's also how you handle this call. And I show you here how to do it, right? And then the data is reactivation. You need to have a Notion with these people I told you with the free content, right? And you need to reactivate these ones to get into where we were before, right? And for that, you need to track the conversion rate. How many of those people that you reactivate from your database are finally becoming your customer? So that's it on the 15 minute mark. This one was a short one. So I think that's it. I hope you find this useful. Now you need to apply. Of course, it doesn't really serve for nothing, to be honest, to just have this content and don't really apply this content. So this content needs to be applied in a way that you are able to scale your business in the way you want. So that's it. By the way, of course, if you want me to help you, just as always, let me know in the comments, or maybe just go to the description, and I think I will have a Calendly link there so that you can hop in the call directly with me, and I can make a diagnosis of your business with no compromise, and maybe we can work or no, who knows. So that being said, see you in the next one. Bye bye.